Hi, everybody. It's Michelle Hill, your legacy builder at Winning Proof, and I am here with another episode of Winning Proof Unscripted. Today, I have Mike Benner, and I'm reading their names, so if you see my name, my eyes jumping around, you'll know why. Mike Benner and John. It said John Federals.
Yeah, John Galbraith.
Okay, John Galbraith with the Mahoning Federals. And I'm going to read just a real brief bio, and we might have somebody else joining us. We might not, but we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the Mahoning Valley Federals are a semi-professional football league based in Pittsburgh and are members of the Tri-Point Football League. The league consists of 17 teams from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, and the Mahoning Valley Federals are from Youngstown, Ohio area. The team plays in Leavittsburg, Ohio, Warren Township. The area or ages of the players range from 18 years old to 36 years old. They have 6 active coaches and 45 players. They have filed for their nonprofit status in the state of Ohio, and they rely on fundraising and donations. So welcome, gentlemen. I'm really excited that you're here today and that we get to talk about a semi-professional football league. I want to start by muting my telephone before anything drastic happens here, because I did not do that. Okay. So we've heard about arena leagues. We've heard all the hubbub surrounding that. How is a semi-professional team different from an arena team? Who would like to step in on that one?
I will. Hi, my name is Mike Benner. I've been in this business for 37 years, going into my 38th year. Now, the difference between the arenas and the semi-professional is that in the semi-professional leagues, your players don't get paid. In the professional arena leagues, which is played on a 50-yard field, which is the same, it's the same as a hockey arena or an indoor soccer arena with dasher boards, etc. And those players get paid anywhere from $250 to $500 a game. Their rosters consist of 20 active players, where ours consists of 45 active players who don't get paid, and they play for it's like a twofold reason they play. Some play because they love the game so much and they want to play, and a lot of guys are coaching or have kids, and they want to show their children and their players that they can still, play the game and have fun doing it. I mean, everybody needs a hero, and to a lot of the children who see their dads play on the field, they are their heroes, and I know that's a great reason why a lot of gentlemen play semi-pro. And then we have the other group, which we have a few on our team that are looking to make it into the arena leagues or the XFL or the USFL, which is the next step up from semi-pro. And we want to help them. As far as contacts go, we have some contacts for them to pursue, but they need to have film. That's the most important thing that the pro scouts want to see. Some of these guys, some of the men have not gone to college for whatever reasons, whether they had to go to work or they had a child and couldn't afford to go to college and not have an income, but they still have dreams. And what they need to do is get film, get on a team, get film. And then from there, we will help them promote themselves, and we'll make up a video highlights of them. Whatever the scouts want, we'll supply it as our team does. Now, I don't know if other teams do this around the area, but we do. And as everybody knows, Northeast Ohio is the hotbed of football players in the area. The best, it was founded in Canton, Ohio, which is down the street from us, basically. So these players are ready to go, and they're wanting to prove to a lot of people that either A, they still got it as older guys, or they're going to make it to the next level and do their very best with us. And again, they don't get paid. They play for the love of the game. And
yes,
the coaches don't get paid. As owners, if we break even, we had a good season.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's almost like the early NFL players who the league was built on their backs because they didn't make a whole lot of money and they played for the love of the game. So there are, and I think that makes for some great smash mouth grassroots football, like the purity of the game. So yeah, so let's digress just a little bit, because I did not ask you a little bit about your background, and then we're going to jump into John and then ask you a little bit about your background and why you two are so passionate about the Mahoning Federals. So Mike, go ahead and just give us a brief background of your 38 years. Can you do that in a capsule?
Yes, I can. I'll try anyways. I started playing semi-professional football in 1982 after I graduated college. And in 1983, I was discovered by the then Washington Federals of the USFL, the first years that they had it. Of course, I got cut, but having the opportunity to do it and participate at a professional level was an experience I'll never forget as long as I live. From there, I went on to played from 1982 to 1994 between Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Buffalo, New York. And there we won 2 national championships, one in Buffalo, one in Fort Lauderdale. And well, there were numerous awards I had received, but you know, all in all, you play as a team. So the awards never meant anything to me, but I wanted to keep going. And in 1994, I started my first semi-professional team in Rochester, New York, called the Rochester Warriors. With that team, spun off 4 other teams in Rochester. So from one team, we were able to make 4 teams, and but we were the big league team. We played in a big major semi-pro league called the Mid-Continental Football League. I had 2 former NFL players on the team as well. Bill Sharr was our quarterback from Syracuse, and an all-pro running back named Tony Collins from Penn Yan, New York, who made his fame with the New England Patriots and played in Super Bowl 85. So we started with the basis of those gentlemen, and we rose we rose up the ladder, got ranked number 2 or 3 in the country, and I got out of there in 2000. I sold the team, then moved down to Pittsburgh and started another team in 2009 after 4 years of coaching semi-pro in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. We started another team called the Pittsburgh Storm, which was successful in its own right. That went on for, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, and I retired. And I kind of got dragged back into it because football has always been my passion. So I went on and kept coaching and kept owning uh, teams. But I'm really known as a team builder. I build teams. And this team here, now the Federals, John and I are building this team for a long haul through sponsorships. Unlike the other teams I had where the money came out of my pocket, this one is a nonprofit, and we are based heavily on donations. And we do work around the community, and I'll have John touch on that, what we're doing currently. And we need the support of our community. Leavittsburg is a beautiful little town in Northeast Ohio. People there never even heard of semi-pro football, or they heard of it, but never realized what it was. So now they're actually witnessing some things being done. And it's very important to keep your word, and to make a promise with a whole community, you have to keep it, because they rolled out the red carpet for us. A lot of semi-pro teams had difficulty in the last few years getting fields to play at, for whatever reasons. So we were blessed with having Leavittsburg as our community. So we are serving the community at every aspect we can do it. And they will come to the games and they'll support us.
That's
John?
awesome. And people often don't realize that the NFL is also a nonprofit organization. And even though they yield millions and millions of dollars, it's still a nonprofit. But when you're a grassroots nonprofit, it's a different level, and you do need support, and you do need people to rally around you. So, John, that brings us to you. Tell the viewers a little bit about your background and about your vision for the Mahoning Federals.
I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, which is nationally known as one of the meccas of football in general. I played for Cardinal Mooney High School, which was nationally known as one of the dominant programs in the United States. Played under a legendary coach. His name was Don Butchie, which actually produced a lot of coaches that you may recognize: Bob Stoops, Carl Pelini, Bo Pelini, Vince Marrow, who is the assistant head coach at Kentucky, along with Mark Stoops, who is the head coach at Kentucky. So I was blessed to play under a program and under a coach that knew the game of football and knew how to develop athletes on and off the field. And that's kind of where my passion grew. And from that, after playing high school football, I went to Teal College, which is a smaller Division III school in Greenville, Pennsylvania. So I got to play for a smaller college, and after college, I still wanted to pursue. I still wanted to play. At that time in the early 2000s, social media wasn't really big yet. So everything, getting your name out as a player to play professionally, everything was through VHS. I didn't have enough film, so I went and ventured to see if there was another opportunity for me to game film. And I came across a semi-pro team called the Youngstown Stillers, a local Youngstown pro team, and I hooked up with them. And from there, I was able to get my film and then linked on with a team called the Steubenville Stampede out of the American Indoor Football League. And I was with them. And then I played for a team in the Eastern Indoor Football League called the Trumbull County Panthers. So after that, after my playing days, I got into coaching. I got into high school coaching, and I was able to coach at Cardinal Mooney and some other local high schools, East High School in Youngstown, Ohio. And I'm currently with Austintown Fitch, which is a Division II, bigger Division II football program currently. So what I've seen, how I got into this with Mike, is what I've seen. I'm also a case manager. So I see a lot of guys a lot of young adults that are seeking second chances, second opportunities. And I had a lot of former players that I coached at the high school level, for one reason or another, didn't have the ability to go to college because, like Mike said, just circumstances, different circumstances come. And so I've known Mike for a long time, and we started discussing stuff, and there was a void, and especially in the area of Youngstown, Ohio, and the Mahoning Valley, where, you have a staple of just players. Maurice Claret was one. I mean, just staple NFL players. So a lot of these good high school football players that might have been noticed anywhere else in the nation got overlooked one way or another. So there was a lot of talent that just was being overlooked. So I knew there was a void that needed to be filled in the area, and it gave guys second chances to be able to fulfill their dream. And so that's what brought me with Mike to form this partnership, to get guys to come out and play. What our vision was, like Mike went on to, was to help these guys get to the next level. Now, us being still at amateur status, this still allows for kids that are still seeking to go to college to be able to go to college because they're not being paid. We're a developmental football club. So we're developing them either in regards to being able to get film, to grow as a person off the field and on the field. If they want to go to college, they can go that path. And what we're utilizing, I'm utilizing my resources as a case manager to provide these players the necessary resources to help them out in any way I can in regards to college visits, filling out just filling out the college paperwork and stuff like that. Mike's handling more of the, going to the pro league, arena league, the pro level. And I'm kind of handling the younger guys, trying to, provide them resources to be able to get into college.
Okay. And yeah, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's great. So you are, if we're to give you a different title, you're kind of player development.
Yeah, player development, general manager at this level. We are everything and everything that needs to be.
Yes.
So yeah, we wear many different hats.
And John is also the kicking coach, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his coaching specialty.
Okay.
And he's very good at it.
Excellent. So what are as a developmental team and league, what are your biggest needs right now? How do you need people to rally around you and support you in the endeavor?
Well, there's a lot of we always need money. for travel expenses, for uniforms, for mouth guards, extra helmets, shoulder pads, just about anything we need. You know, John and I have put in our own funds, but it's hard to juggle all this. So we have put ourselves out there. We are involved in the community. We started rebuilding the stadium that we're at because the Leavittsburg Township gave us such a fantastic deal at this field. And we are so grateful to them. We are now rebuilding, restructuring the stadium bleachers. And they had been neglected for years. Nobody ever fixed them when they needed to be fixed. And so it just kept going on and on. We put out advertisements out there, and we got people from the town who went to La Brea High School back a few years ago that played at this stadium. They played junior football at this stadium. And even the township doesn't want to see the stadium fall apart or tear it down. The field is absolutely beautiful grass. And it's a very good field. And the Little Vikings, who we support 100%, the junior league team plays there in the fall.
Okay.
So it's a sense of pride that we're trying to, you want to rally around. We are rallying around the pride of the community and bringing back pride to a once really famous stadium in that area, and bringing pride back to the little junior league team that, what's kind of funny is that in the state of Ohio, they build new high school stadiums a lot. They don't update the old ones. They build brand new ones. So that leaves all these other stadiums left aside to either decay or, right? So the community, the township decided to let the Little Vikings play at that field as long as the maintenance is done to it. They cut the grass, they line the fields, they do everything that it takes for them to be successful. But what I heard at a meeting with them was, the kids got laughed at because teams would come from a brand new stadium and they're young kids. And they come into the stadium, you can't use the bleachers. You got to bring your seats and sit along the sidelines. The scoreboard doesn't work. And when I heard that, I just said, no, we got to do this. We've got to instill pride to this program, the junior league program, and make it work. We want them to succeed because they're rebuilding again. And they have a new administration. So we're working hand in hand with the La Brea Little Vikings to make sure these things get done and bring back pride to the community, give the kids something to play for. And, people say, well, this is for you guys. No. This is for the kids. What we're doing is for the kids. We could play anywhere, but they want pride. They want to be proud of where they play. And we understand it totally. John and I have both been there. And he coaches at one of the most beautiful stadiums in Northeast Ohio, Austintown Fitch. And they're building another side to their stadium. So they're going to have a two-sided stadium and a fabulous, fantastic program. Well, this little school has a little high school to go to. So we want to make sure that these kids feed that high school program.
Yeah.
And so when people say, what do you need from us? Well, if you got lumber, we'll take lumber. If you got money, and want to help us, you donate money to help for the project and for the team, we'll take that. We've had a few donations coming in already today. Good. And, you know, that's just fantastic. People are seeing progress at the field.
Excellent. I'd love to hear that. Have you been able to rally some NFL players that want to still be maybe retired NFL players that are still want to be interested or still want to be involved in the game? And this is a perfect opportunity. Do you find that they're interested and rallying around you, or do you need more?
We need more. We know that Bernie Kosar from the Cleveland Browns organization showed up at a semi-pro game last year in Canton, Ohio. Okay. We play in Canton, and Canton plays in our stadium too. But he showed up and showed his support. But other than that, I don't see it happening. And we would love to have the support of some NFL players. It would be great for them to come down and do a camp with us. Another thing we're doing a free youth camp this year. And how fantastic it would be to have former NFL or even current NFL players come in. You know, yes. The kids aren't paying for anything. We just want them off the streets. And that's the other point that I want to make a point of. What we do in semi-pro football, especially on this team, is if we keep men off the street for 2 hours a day in practice, or 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday night for a game, we feel that we're doing our job. If we can bring the community in and getting everybody off the street to come and watch us play football, or the little Vikings play football on Sundays, we've done our job.
Yes.
And it's very important that we offer this to the community.
Yes. And do you require, I don't know, because we've had a conversation about this, you know, when we first interacted via LinkedIn. And do you require your players to be involved in community service as part of their role of being on the team? And I don't know if you want to answer that or John wants to answer it.
John, you can answer it.
Okay, I'm sorry about the lag here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're so as far as my Wi-Fi was acting up. So in regards to the community service, we have been working with other sports organizations, helping them like line the fields or cutting grass, weed eating, and stuff like that. As far as helping the youth sports,
baseball.
We help with a couple baseball fields, raking the infields, getting them ready for play and stuff like that. So we've been doing that, and our players are required to give back to the community in any way possible. One of the things, like Mike touched based on too, was the renovations of the stadium. And I think that is one of the community services I think we're going to build off in the future. As Mike pointed out, there's a lot of these in Ohio, in Texas, where where football is really big, Florida, California. They tend to build new stadiums and kind of let the older stadiums sit. And what happens is they tell the youth teams that you could have utilize the stadium, but it's going to be on your dime. You have to keep up with the upkeep and everything. So what a lot of these youth programs run into is they don't have the funds. So we're working on a solution to incorporate as our community service to help these other communities with these stadiums, getting them back into shape, not only football fields, but also soccer fields, baseball fields, and things like that to benefit the youth.
Great. That is a great thing. And like Mike said, it keeps, if you can keep some people, individuals off the street that can come to the games, that can be involved, then
Absolutely.
that's community service at its best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what have you, and I'll start with you, Mike, what have you learned about yourself through the Mahoning Federals alone? I know you have life lessons that you've learned from your decades of being in football, but what have you learned about yourself during this particular journey?
I've learned how to give back a lot faster. I react a lot faster towards people in need. And it's made me a stronger owner. It's made me a stronger person. Dealing with some of our players as well. They don't have the finances to buy new helmets and shoulder pads for themselves. And, I've made me go out and work for them in order for them to get uniforms and stuff that they need to pay. We put together a program for them to be able to go out and get sponsors. This is my first work with another community at a whole, getting the community together and support. So I do a lot of the marketing, something I haven't done in the past. So I've learned a lot about marketing. I've learned a lot about the new players. Players aren't like they were back in the day, as they said, and they are different now.
How? In what way?
Well, most of the people, their family, their kids, they're kids that have kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're young, and we have to work with them. We're trying to develop them into young men, good fathers, good listeners, good football players, and especially good workers, work that they do on the job. We don't want them quitting. They need to work. They need to support their families, and play football is third. We put God first, we put family second, and we put football in the third. So that is how we work it.
That is an excellent priority. That is a winning, a winning formula. So, John, I know you're on mute, but if you can come off mute and tell us what you have learned about yourself through the Mahoning Federals.
Really, it's just bringing just my job as a youth and young adult case manager, and being involved in coaching is that it's important to be able to give people a second chance, and to be able to help these people see them through their second chance, to see give them the confidence to follow their dreams and keep going towards their dreams. I think that's what I've learned, not to give up on people so soon.
Yeah. I have an ad for him, something I've noticed in John. John is learning the business of semi-pro football. And he's learning it one step at a time. And it's kind of like we are the yin and yang of each other's spiritualness. I look at John as a little brother, and I'm very blessed to have John as a partner, because he's learning and he continues to take it all in, and has now become I would say, a buffer between the players and the coaches, and that's what I see. But I'll leave it at that.
Okay, that is excellent. And you mentioned, Mike, about you're doing a lot of the marketing. So I know that you need a lot of support roles of people that maybe are watching this and say, oh, a semi-professional team, this is so great. And they kind of catch the fire of it. So who do you need to come alongside you as far as marketing, social media, and all the rest? What support roles do you need people to come alongside?
Well, we need help in our website design. Right now, we're doing it on a free site, but we need to expand quickly. We are picking up sponsors that we want to add to these websites, but we don't have anybody with us that can actually help us get this website up and running. We have, it's up, but you saw it. It is what it is. And I need people for that. I need marketeers. I need people that can give me advice on how to approach the community in general. I need other marketing tools as far as sales go. I'm doing this all by myself. John has now picked up the pace, and we got a game on the 27th of May, and we're waiting for our uniforms to come in. There's a lot of things we need to buy, and we have to do that through our marketing team, which is me. And I need more marketing team. And remember I told you how much it costs to fund a semi-pro team, and you were amazed about it?
Yes.
Right. $10,000 is what it takes to get a team on the ground up and running. It's not a whole heck of a lot of money, but being a nonprofit, we can keep spending the money and turning it right back into the team.
Okay.
And it goes back out to the community in the food cupboards, and we're just going to do all sorts of really good things around here. So
that's super exciting in so many ways. And I hope that people watching this can capture the excitement of what you're doing. And it gives such an opportunity to players who maybe they don't make the NFL. Maybe they need a plan B. This is an excellent plan B, because sometimes they just give up their dream. Like, oh, I didn't make it to the big stage, so I just have to quit and go do this or that. This is an excellent opportunity. It's an excellent opportunity for players who want to gain some experience as they move up, or just somebody who loves the game so much. Let me just play. I just want to play.
And that's, they love it.
And the other opportunity, it's not just as far as development for the players, it's also development for the coaches. It's developmental for the referees that are on board. A lot of these referees are high school referees, and this is a good opportunity for them to move up in regards to whatever their next steps want to be, either it being pro or college football. So it's the developmental part of it is more than just the players. I know that's the product that you're going to be seeing out there, but behind the curtain there too. So there's a lot of things that are working behind the scenes, and that gives those people the opportunity to come out, try coaching, learn how to coach, learn how to just different aspects. Being a general manager, I'm learning a lot from Micah of the business side of this. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can utilize this to benefit oneself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So as we wrap up, I just want to ask you, if somebody has seen this and says, oh my gosh, I want to get behind this. This is so great. How can they contact you? How can they connect with you?
They can email us at Mahoning Federals at yahoo.com. They can contact myself or Mike at through the email, or they can go on our website, which is Mahoning Valley Federals .org.
.org, yes.
Yeah.
For nonprofit, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so if anybody wants to donate, if anybody wants to be involved, wants to coach, wants to play, wants to come alongside, maybe provide some equipment, anything, they can use that email to connect with you. And I don't know about you, John, but I know Mike is on LinkedIn under Michael Benner, correct?
Yeah. Yes, I'm under John Galbraith the third.
Okay. Great. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on today and talking about this. Any parting thoughts as we end today?
Yes, I got one. Come and watch this team grow from the ground floor up, and watch our players grow and our coaches grow as they develop as well. You will be pleasantly surprised.
Excellent. Any final thoughts from you, John? I know you're driving, so pay attention. But
I am good. No, thank you.
Okay. Well,
appreciate the opportunity of being on.
Well,
yes, very much.
Oh, well, thank you for being on. And I just encourage people, whoever's going to view this or viewing this, share it, like it, and share it with your network. Get the word out, because that's the only way, this is going to spread, and we hope like wildfire. So please like, and if you want to subscribe, share this with your networks, and we'll get the word out. But that's, Mike, do you have something else?
Yes, just to mention, we play in the Tri-Point Football League. So everybody knows it's called the Tri-Point Football League. And there are 3 divisions. If anybody wants to look us up, we're on their website as well, tripointfootballleague.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, thank you guys so much. And that's it. You have watched another episode of Winning Proof Unscripted. My website is winningproof.com. You can email me at winningproof@gmail.com if you have any ideas or know somebody who wants to write a book. And that's all I'll say for that. So thank you for watching another episode of Winning Proof Unscripted.